Have you ever wondered about the hidden sides of Whitney Houston's life that she kept away from the public eye? For years, rumors have swirled about her private relationships, with whispers of a secret same-sex connection that she never publicly acknowledged. Whitney wasn't alone in facing this challenge. Many black celebrities grappled with the pressure to keep their sexual identities a secret, fearing it would ruin their careers and personal reputations. In this video, we'll uncover the untold stories of black icons who lived with the fear of exposing their same-sex relationships, even after their deaths. Join us as we explore the lives of these trailblazers who navigated fame in an industry that often demanded silence. Sherman Hemsley left an indelible mark on television with his iconic portrayal of George Jefferson in The Jeffersons, a groundbreaking sitcom that highlighted the story of a wealthy African-American family. His performance as the bold, outspoken, and sometimes brash George earned him widespread acclaim and a dedicated fan base during the 1970s and 1980s. Despite his commanding presence and sharp comedic timing on screen, Hemsley was known for his reserved, private nature off-screen. Throughout his life, he remained single and carefully guarded his personal life, which sparked speculation about his sexual orientation, leaving many aspects of his private world shrouded in mystery. Though rumors about his sexuality persisted for years, Sherman Hemsley never publicly discussed it, choosing instead to focus on his career. After his death in 2012 from lung cancer, actor Garrett Morris, a close friend and colleague from The Jeffersons, revealed that Hemsley was gay, though he had kept this aspect of his life private. Morris shared in an interview that Hemsley's inner circle knew of his sexual orientation and fully supported his decision to keep it out of the public eye. Hemsley's experience highlights the unique struggles faced by black gay men in Hollywood, particularly during the 1970s and 1980s. His ability to navigate these challenges with grace and privacy adds another layer to his legacy, showcasing his quiet strength and resilience. Billy Strayhorn may not have the same widespread recognition as some of his peers, but his impact on jazz is indisputable. As Duke Ellington's primary collaborator, Strayhorn was the genius behind some of Ellington's most beloved compositions. If you've ever heard Take the A Train, you've already experienced Strayhorn's brilliance. Born in 1915, Strayhorn overcame numerous personal hardships, yet his unwavering passion for music propelled him to success. At just 23, he became an integral part of Ellington's band, sparking a collaboration that would leave an indelible mark on jazz history. Strayhorn was not only a talented composer and pianist, but also a pioneer for the LGBTQ+ community in the world of music. During a time when being openly gay could endanger a career, Strayhorn stayed true to his identity within the jazz scene, albeit keeping a low public profile. Those close to him were aware of his relationships with men, and he lived his life authentically on his own terms. Sadly, Strayhorn passed away in 1967 at the age of 51 from esophageal cancer. While he may not have reached the same mainstream fame as Duke Ellington, Strayhorn's legacy continues to profoundly influence American music. Josephine Baker was not just an entertainer, she was a true pioneer. Born in St. Louis, Missouri in 1906, her early years were shaped by poverty and hardship, yet she rose above it all to become an international sensation. In the 1920s, Baker made the courageous choice to move to Paris, where her immense talent and magnetic presence quickly won over audiences. Her breakthrough performance in La Revue Nègre introduced her to the world, and her iconic role at the Folies Bergère cemented her place as one of the most adored figures of her era. Baker broke through racial boundaries, becoming a symbol of Black brilliance and setting the stage for future generations of performers. Off stage, Josephine Baker's life was equally extraordinary as her career. During World War II, she displayed immense courage by working as a spy for the French resistance, using her fame to collect vital intelligence against Nazi forces. After the war, Baker became a staunch civil rights advocate, boldly refusing to perform for segregated audiences in the United States. While her public image was that of a glamorous star, much of her personal life remained private. She married multiple times and adopted 12 children, yet also had relationships with women, including a rumored affair with Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. In an era where revealing her sexuality could have cost her dearly, Baker chose to maintain her privacy. She passed away in 1975, leaving behind a powerful legacy as both an iconic performer and a passionate advocate for equality. Her life continues to inspire and influence people worldwide. Richard Pryor's life was as complex and unpredictable as the comedy that made him legendary. Born in 1940 in Peoria, Illinois, Pryor was raised in a challenging environment, spending much of his childhood with his grandmother in a brothel, surrounded by turmoil and adversity. Despite these hardships, he transformed his experiences into groundbreaking material that would shape his career. Pryor's raw, fearless humor delved into his battles with addiction, mental health, and relationships, which resonated deeply with audiences who admired his openness and vulnerability. In the 1970s and 1980s, he became a trailblazer in comedy, unflinchingly addressing issues like race, drugs, politics, and personal demons. His unique ability to find humor in his darkest moments while challenging societal norms made him a profound figure in both comedy and cultural history. Despite his openness about many aspects of his life, Richard Pryor kept his sexuality largely private. Though he was married 5 times and publicly identified as heterosexual, his stand-up routines often hinted at past relationships with men, blurring the line between comedy and reality. It wasn't until years after his passing that music legend Quincy Jones made headlines by revealing that Pryor had once had a romantic relationship with actor Marlon Brando. This claim was later confirmed by Pryor's widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, who shared that Richard had discussed his sexuality with close friends and had even documented these relationships in personal diaries. Richard Pryor never publicly acknowledged his sexual orientation, likely due to the societal pressures of his era and the fear of potential backlash that could have derailed his career. When he passed away in 2005 after a prolonged struggle with multiple sclerosis, Pryor left behind a groundbreaking legacy of comedy that challenged social norms and broke barriers. However, his personal life, especially his relationships with men, remained largely hidden from the public eye. It wasn't until after his death that these aspects of his life were revealed, with his romantic relationships remaining one of the final untold chapters of his complex and often tumultuous journey. Sylvester James Jr. was a trailblazer in the disco era of the 1970s, known for his powerful falsetto, vibrant style, and magnetic stage presence. Born in Los Angeles in 1947, Sylvester's musical journey began in church choirs, where he nurtured his vocal talents as a child. Though raised in a religious household, his growing sense of identity often conflicted with the conservative environment he was surrounded by. It wasn't until he relocated to San Francisco that Sylvester truly found his voice, immersing himself in the city's flourishing LGBTQ+ community. There, he embraced his authentic self and became an icon not only for disco, but also for the queer community. San Francisco played a crucial role in Sylvester's rise to stardom, with his iconic hit, "You Make Me Feel Mighty Real," becoming a timeless anthem of liberation and self-expression. While he was open about his sexuality, Sylvester maintained a certain degree of privacy when it came to his personal relationships, navigating the delicate balance between his conservative upbringing and his pursuit of self-acceptance. Although his mainstream success was relatively short-lived, as disco's popularity began to fade in the early 1980s, Sylvester's influence continued to resonate. He became a fierce advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, especially during the devastating AIDS epidemic that ravaged his community. Sylvester was diagnosed with HIV and tragically passed away in 1988 at the age of 41, leaving behind an enduring legacy of courage, activism, and unforgettable music. Moms Mabley was a groundbreaking figure in comedy, setting the stage for future generations of female comedians with her fearless humor and unflinching honesty. Born in 1894, she made a name for herself in a male-dominated industry, captivating audiences with her distinctive appearance. Brightly colored dresses, a toothless grin, and bold, insightful jokes that tackled social issues. Mabley's career took off in vaudeville, and she became a beloved television personality, notably appearing on The Ed Sullivan Show in the 1960s. Her unique blend of humor and social commentary earned her recognition and respect, making her one of the most influential comedians of her time. In her personal life, Jackie "Moms" Mabley was unapologetically herself, openly embracing her sexual orientation and maintaining relationships with women. An act of courage and defiance during a time when being openly gay was rare. She confronted and overcame two significant obstacles in her career, racism and sexism, but remained a trailblazer, using her platform to challenge norms and break down barriers for LGBTQ+ comedians. Mabley continued to perform well into her 70s, proving that laughter knows no age. Though she passed away in 1975, her legacy lives on, inspiring future generations of comedians with her bold authenticity and razor-sharp humor. Little Richard was a groundbreaking rock and roll icon whose bold style, electrifying energy, and captivating charisma forever transformed the music world. Born in 1932 in Macon, Georgia, he rose to stardom in the 1950s with hits like Tutti Frutti and Long Tall Sally, creating a sound that blended gospel, rhythm, and blues and rock into something entirely new. His powerhouse piano playing and dynamic stage presence set a new standard for performance, influencing generations of musicians from Elvis Presley to Prince. Little Richard's revolutionary contributions to music continue to resonate, cementing his legacy as one of the genre's most enduring pioneers. In addition to revolutionizing music, Little Richard is celebrated for his courage in embracing his sexuality during a time of intense conservatism. He navigated relationships with both men and women, using his bold, flamboyant persona and empowering lyrics to challenge societal expectations. His authenticity made him an unwitting LGBTQ+ icon, providing visibility in an era when such expressions were rare and heavily stigmatized. Although he briefly stepped away from his music to focus on his religious beliefs, Little Richard returned to the stage, reaffirming his role as a foundational figure in rock and roll. Upon his passing in 2020, he left behind a lasting legacy, inspiring future generations to embrace their truth with courage, creativity, and unapologetic self-expression. Luther Vandross was renowned for his soulful, emotionally charged voice, which solidified his status as an R&B icon. Born in New York City in 1951, he gained widespread fame with classic songs like Never Too Much and Dance with My Father, selling over 40 million records worldwide and enchanting fans across generations. His music, often centered around themes of love and longing, left a profound and lasting legacy. Despite his immense success, Vandross was highly private about his personal life, never publicly discussing his romantic relationships, which fueled ongoing speculation about his sexuality. Luther Vandross's close friend, Patti LaBelle, later shared that he was deeply concerned about alienating his loyal female fans, who saw his music as a source of love and comfort. He also wanted to protect his mother from any potential controversies. Bruce Vilanch, a longtime friend and collaborator, recalled that Vandross confided in him about living a double life, concealing his true identity in an industry where being openly gay, especially as a black man, was seen as a risky endeavor. Luther Vandross passed away in 2005 due to complications from a stroke, leaving behind a rich musical legacy that continues to resonate with audiences worldwide. James Baldwin was more than a writer. He was a formidable advocate for those who were marginalized and silenced. Born in Harlem in 1924, Baldwin was raised in a devout religious household with a preacher stepfather. While he initially considered following a religious path, his true passion was literature. In the 1940s, Baldwin moved to Paris, seeking a refuge where he could explore themes of race, identity, and sexuality without the harsh judgment of American society. His writings broke new ground, providing fearless and unflinching insights into the complexities of race, sexuality, and the human condition. James Baldwin's 1956 novel Giovanni's Room boldly addressed same-sex love, reshaping LGBTQ+ literature and becoming a seminal work in the genre. While Baldwin's writing frequently explored themes of sexuality, he kept his own life largely private, choosing instead to express his personal truths through his characters. Confronted with both racism and homophobia, Baldwin remained unwavering in his commitment to speak out, advocating for justice and equality. He passed away in 1987, leaving behind a literary legacy that continues to resonate deeply, serving as both a source of inspiration and a powerful reminder of the courage needed to challenge societal norms. Billie Holiday, known to the world as Lady Day, was a jazz icon whose emotive voice and expressive delivery revolutionized the music scene. Born in 1915 in Philadelphia, she overcame a difficult childhood filled with poverty and hardship, finding solace in song. By the 1930s, her unique style had captivated audiences, and her iconic track Strange Fruit, a poignant protest against racial injustice, challenged the boundaries of jazz and sparked essential dialogues about social change. Holiday's music reflected both personal pain and collective struggles, leaving behind a lasting legacy of resilience. Her art, rich with themes of sorrow and strength, continues to inspire and resonate with listeners across generations. Billie Holiday's personal life was as intricate and passionate as the music she created. She navigated tumultuous relationships with both men and women, reflecting a complex journey that mirrored the depth of emotion in her songs. Although she never publicly acknowledged her sexuality, the nuances of her romantic life revealed a layered existence that paralleled the vulnerability and strength found in her performances. Throughout her career, Holiday battled addiction and health issues, ultimately passing away in 1959 at the age of 44. Despite these struggles, her legacy remains powerful, continuing to inspire artists and listeners alike, solidifying her place as one of jazz's most enduring and influential icons. Paul Winfield rose to prominence in the 1970s with his captivating portrayal of Nathan Lee Morgan in Sounder, 1972, a performance that earned him an Academy Award nomination and solidified his reputation as one of Hollywood's top black actors. He continued to impress audiences with his role as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the 1978 miniseries King. Despite his career achievements, Winfield chose to keep his personal life private, particularly regarding his sexuality. In an era when Hollywood was far from accepting of openly gay actors, especially black men, discretion was often a necessary choice, allowing him to maintain his successful career while navigating the challenges of a less inclusive industry. Paul Winfield led a life marked by privacy, even going so far as to date his Sounder co-star, Cicely Tyson, for a time to deflect public attention and avoid rumors. While he kept his personal life out of the limelight, those closest to him knew of his sexuality. His most significant and lasting relationship was with architect Charles Gillen Jr., with whom he shared a deeply meaningful but largely hidden interracial relationship. The loss of Charles in 2002 weighed heavily on Winfield, who was already facing declining health. Winfield passed away in 2004 from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy of quiet strength, resilience, and a profound contribution to both film and the LGBTQ+ community. Nell Carter was celebrated for her iconic portrayal of housekeeper Nell Harper in the hit 1980s sitcom Give Me a Break. But her talent spanned far beyond television. Born in 1948, Carter first made a name for herself in theater, captivating audiences with her powerful vocals and magnetic presence. She earned a Tony Award for her unforgettable performance in Ain't Misbehavin', showcasing her exceptional singing talent. Despite her success, Carter faced significant personal struggles, including health challenges like diabetes and obesity, as well as the emotional toll of multiple miscarriages. She later chose to adopt 3 children, adding layers of depth and complexity to her already rich personal story. Carter was married twice, but it wasn't until after her passing in 2003 that the depth of her most significant relationship came to light. For many years, she had shared a home in Beverly Hills with her longtime partner, Ann Kaiser, a bond that was both profound and intimate. Though Carter had kept this relationship private, it was revealed after her sudden death at 54 that she had left her entire estate to Ann and named her as the guardian of her children. This revelation surprised many, but it highlighted the central and enduring role Ann had played in Carter's life, a love that was quiet, yet undeniably important. Whitney Houston was not just a superstar, but an icon whose extraordinary voice and captivating beauty transformed pop music for generations. With over 200 million records sold, 6 Grammy Awards, and timeless hits like I Will Always Love You and Greatest Love of All, her impact on the music industry is immeasurable. In 2023, Rolling Stone ranked her as the 2nd greatest singer of all time, solidifying her legendary status. However, beneath the glitter and fame, Houston's life was marked by deep personal struggles, including a long battle with addiction, which ultimately led to her heartbreaking death in 2012. Whitney Houston's close bond with her longtime friend Robin Crawford sparked years of speculation as the two shared a profound connection dating back to their teenage years. While Whitney was publicly associated with several high-profile relationships, her relationship with Crawford remained largely private. In 2019, Crawford disclosed in her memoir that their connection had been romantic, a truth that had been kept hidden due to Whitney's religious beliefs and the immense pressures of maintaining her public image. For a prominent black woman, embracing her sexual identity openly during that era posed significant challenges, making their relationship even more complex. Octavia Butler was a literary pioneer, regarded not only as one of the most influential black authors in the science fiction genre, but also as a profound voice in the broader landscape of literature. Born in 1947, Butler carved out a remarkable career in a genre that was often unwelcoming to women, especially black women. With groundbreaking works such as Kindred and Parable of the Sower, she broke down boundaries and skillfully wove together speculative fiction with powerful examinations of race, gender, and power. Known for her private nature, Butler's personal life remained largely a mystery, sparking much speculation about her sexual orientation. Although Octavia Butler never publicly identified as part of the LGBTQ+ community, some close to her have speculated that she may have been a lesbian. Regardless of her personal identity, her work continues to resonate deeply, particularly with women of color, who find in her stories a powerful blueprint for storytelling in science fiction. Since her passing in 2006, Butler's influence has only grown, securing her place as a groundbreaking literary icon. Her works continue to challenge societal norms, transcending the boundaries of speculative fiction and inspiring generations of writers and readers alike. Phyllis Hyman was a vocalist whose voice was both powerful and deeply emotive, capable of moving listeners with its rich, soulful resonance. Hits like You Know How to Love Me and Living All Alone have become enduring classics, cementing her legacy as a prominent figure in R&B and jazz. Her stage presence was magnetic, drawing fans into her world, and her music continues to inspire new generations. However, behind the unforgettable performances, Hyman faced personal battles with bipolar disorder and depression, often seeking solace in alcohol and drugs to manage her emotional turmoil. Phyllis Hyman was an open and honest figure, often speaking about the mental health challenges that she faced throughout her life. She bravely shared her struggles with depression and bipolar disorder, offering a glimpse into the emotional pain she often endured. Sadly, in 1995, just days before her 46th birthday, Hyman passed away, leaving a deep sense of loss among her fans. In the years following her death, it was revealed that Hyman had relationships with both men and women, including a long-term partnership believed to be with musician Tina Clark. While she never publicly identified as bisexual, those who knew her suggested that her relationships with women were a meaningful part of her life. Ma Rainey, hailed as the mother of the blues, was a pioneering figure in music, known for her deeply emotive voice and captivating performances. Born in 1886, she was among the first black artists to record her music, leaving an indelible mark on the blues genre. Rainey's legacy extends far beyond her musical contributions. She was one of the first to openly express her love for women in her songs, challenging the conventions of her time. By boldly singing about her romantic relationships with women, Rainey not only broke musical boundaries, but also defied societal expectations, paving the way for future generations of LGBTQ+ artists in a time when such expressions were rare and often taboo. While Ma Rainey was married to a man for a significant part of her life, she never concealed her same-sex relationships, openly expressing them in her music and personal life. Her fearless approach to sexuality made her a true trailblazer, setting a precedent for future LGBTQ+ artists to embrace their identities openly and authentically. Though Rainey passed away in 1939, her legacy continues to resonate, inspiring generations of musicians and artists. Her courage and self-expression remain a powerful reminder of the importance of embracing one's truth, both in art and in life. Bessie Smith, often called the Empress of the Blues, remains one of the most pivotal figures in American music history. Born in 1894 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, she overcame a challenging childhood to rise as a leading force in the blues scene during the 1920s and 1930s, a time when the industry was dominated by male artists. With her commanding voice and unforgettable songs like Downhearted Blues and Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out, Bessie became a symbol of strength and emotional depth, striking a deep chord with her audience. Her stage presence was magnetic, exuding raw emotion and charisma, making her one of the most influential performers of her era. Bessie Smith's rise to stardom as a vaudeville sensation was fueled by her extraordinary emotional depth and commanding stage presence. As a bisexual woman in a time when such identities were heavily marginalized, Bessie fearlessly embraced her true self, forming relationships with both men and women. Her openness, in defiance of the era's rigid societal expectations, made her a trailblazer within the LGBTQ+ community and provided rare visibility for queer individuals in the arts. Her courage to live authentically, despite facing harsh scrutiny, established her as a symbol of resilience, power, and unshakable self-expression. Though her life was tragically shortened by a car accident in 1937, Bessie's influence remains profound, shaping future generations of musicians like Janis Joplin and Nina Simone, and cementing her legacy as one of the most influential figures in American music. Barbara Jordan was a pioneering force in American politics, celebrated for her steadfast dedication to civil rights and her trailblazing role in government. Born in 1936 in Houston, Texas, she triumphed over racial and gender barriers to become the first black woman elected to the Texas State Senate since Reconstruction. Jordan's political career soared when, in 1972, she was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, making history as a key figure for both women and Black Americans in political leadership. Her commanding oratory skills were showcased at the 1974 Watergate hearings, where her passionate and eloquent call for President Nixon's impeachment captured the nation's attention and cemented her legacy as a monumental figure in American history. Barbara Jordan's powerful speech at the 1976 Democratic National Convention further cemented her place as a trailblazer in American politics. With eloquence and passion, she articulated a vision for a more equitable and inclusive America, gaining widespread respect and admiration across the nation. In her personal life, Jordan shared a long and private relationship with her partner, Nancy Earl, for over 3 decades. Despite battling multiple sclerosis and leukemia, Jordan remained unwavering in her dedication to public service, advocating for progressive change until her death in 1996. Her legacy as a groundbreaking politician and fierce advocate for civil rights continues to inspire and resonate with generations of leaders and activists. Bayard Rustin was a key yet often overlooked figure in the civil rights movement, known for his brilliant organizational abilities and unwavering dedication to equality. Born in 1912, Rustin played a pivotal role in orchestrating the historic 1963 March on Washington, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his legendary "I Have a Dream" speech. While Rustin tirelessly fought for justice, he also faced prejudice due to his sexuality, navigating a time when being openly gay was not only rare, but heavily stigmatized. Undeterred by these challenges, he remained true to himself, using his intellect, strategic vision, and ability to unite diverse groups to propel the movement forward. His legacy as a champion for civil rights continues to inspire generations, despite the personal and societal hurdles he overcame. Although Bayard Rustin often remained in the background due to the societal prejudices of his time, he was a tireless advocate for justice, peace, and equality. His immense contributions were largely overlooked during his lifetime, but after his death in 1987, his pivotal role in shaping the civil rights movement and his advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights became more widely recognized. Today, Rustin is celebrated as a trailblazer, not only in the fight for racial justice, but also in advancing the rights and visibility of the LGBTQ+ community. His life is a profound testament to the courage of living authentically and fighting for justice, regardless of the personal and societal obstacles faced. Thank you for requesting the translation. I hope it helps you gain a deeper understanding of these important figures in cultural and political history.